Well, hello everyone, and welcome to another episode with your girl Audrey Codner from GED Math Tutoring. Hopefully you guys are having a lovely day. So for those that are new, I am basically taking a lot of exams and a lot of exam questions, also maybe some practice questions that's usually dealt with the GED, the ASVAB, the ACCUPLACER, sometimes TEAS tests, sometimes the HESI tests. And I just break down the concepts step by step. So let's say for prime example here, I have which of the following expressions is equal to 6 minus 4 times the sum of x and 3? Is it A, 4x plus 3? Is it B, 4x minus 9? C, negative 4x minus 3? Or D, negative 4x minus 6? So once you figure out what the answer is, you could just go ahead and put it in the chat. If you know it, awesome. If you're not sure, you can always use a question mark, because question mark is just another way of answering. It's just, give you some time, and I can just break it on down after a couple of minutes, and then we'll just take it from there. So I know sometimes I like to have a schedule, but lately my schedule has been all over the place. So it's like whenever I can fit it in, I just hurry up and fit it in. So today is actually going to be a nice quick jobby. We should be done by like 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So let me know what you got. Hello, Candy. How are you? So what do you guys think? So right now we have 31 people that are in. So which of the following expressions is equal to 6 minus 4 times the sum of x and 3? Is it A, B, C, or D? Hello, Caribbean Queen. How are you? You're in need of a nap? Hey, go take it. I'm doing all right. So Angela, hello Angela. Kaya, it's been a minute. How are you? Hopefully you're doing well. Sage is also here. Thank you so much, Sage. Lido, hello. Welcome on in. So all three of you guys are saying D, and also M is chiming in with D. All right. So, yep, I see you, M. I don't know if it's a smiley M or just a happy M. Just see M. Okay. Hello, the original Rosa. How are you? Okay. Is it Daruz? It's saying D as well. Okay. So let's take a look. Hello, Gentle. Nice to see you there. All right. So what we're going to do is we're doing the distributive property. And what are we distributing? We are going to distribute this negative 4. I know there was a minus sign, but the minus sign also acts as a negative. And we are distributing that to everything inside of its parenthesis. So the 6 comes down. Now we have negative 4 times x. That gives me a negative 4x. Then we have negative 4 times a positive 3. When the signs are opposite with multiplication, your answer is always going to be negative. And then 4 times 3 gives us 12. So now, just by taking a look, we only have one variable of x. So we have a negative 4x. So right away, A and B are out. So now we get to combine 6 and negative 12. Now, there's no equal sign, so you could just go ahead and combine straight away. So if I have 6 and I want to spend $12, that means I am short $6. So I have negative 4x minus 6. My answer is going to be D. And it's just that simple, right? Straight to the point. And see a lot of you guys still chiming in. Awesome. So now let's take a look at the next one. So 3 increased by the product of 4 and a number is equal to the same number decreased by 6. What is the number? Is it A, negative 3, B, negative 1, C, 1, or D, 3? Okay, give you guys a moment. Thank you, Christopher, for the follow. Appreciate it. Oh, welcome in, Chavez. Welcome back. Cameron, I see you. Welcome back in. All over again. That's okay. Ooh, got some feisty comments. Okay. All right, kitten. Thank you, Kitty, for the follow. Okay, Nay is asking, is it C? Well, let's see. Okay, your brain hurts already. Might be because I'm tired. Well, Candy, go take a nap. Because you know, especially of anything, if you can take a nap, you're available to do that, do that. Take a nap. Because remember, you can always see my recording on my other channel. Okay? I appreciate you coming in here, but it doesn't make sense to torture yourself. Okay? You've been trying for hours? Girl, you need to find something to cool you down. Look for some white noise that's on YT. Okay, Haley is saying 1. Okay, Eddie was saying A, which was our -3. Sleep doesn't like you. Okay, all right, so Eddie's saying it's A. All right, so let's take a look. 3 increased by. All right, so that is 3. Increased by means plus. Okay. The product of 4 and a number. So let's say X is going to be my unknown number. Product means multiplication. So that means I'm multiplying 4 and my unknown number, which is X. Is equal to, that means equals, the same number, which is my X, decreased by 6. Okay, so that's how you would translate it from verbal to algebraic. Okay, increased by, that's plus. Product of, when they say product of, that means it has 2 numbers that's being involved, or 2 situations, which is the 4 and the X, is equal to, that's equals, the same number, so that means we're using the same value of our unknown, which is X, decreased by 6 minus 6. So now we have our equation here. So one thing you could do, you can plug and chug and see which one will give you the same answer on both sides. Or we can go ahead and solve. So we got 4x. Now here's my equal sign. Equal sign is like a barrier. So if I want to kind of even things out, one thing that I could do is subtract this x on both sides. Now, it's really subtracting 1x. So these x's can cancel out. So if I'm bringing my x's to the left-hand side, that means I need all my constants, the 3 and the -6, to be on the same side as well. But I'm going to push by subtracting the 3 on the other side. So if my x's are going to be on the left-hand side, I'll have my constants on the right-hand side. So now we got 4x minus 1x. That will give me 3x. And -6 minus 3, since the signs are both the same, that means I'm combining, I'm adding them, and I'm keeping the sign. So 6 and 3, that gives me 9, but this will be a -9. So if 3x equals -9, I want to divide on both sides. So that means x is going to equal to -3. So Eddie was right. I didn't doubt you, Eddie. So that means your answer is going to be A. So again, you could translate this, okay, which we did up here, and then start putting numbers in for the x's. That's another way for you to do it. So if I plug the -3 for the x, I'll get -12. -12 plus 3, that will give me -9. If I plug the -3 for the x over here, -3 minus 6 will give me -9. And -9 equal -9, that's a true statement because -9 can equal itself. So that's why A could work. Okay, so you could do it algebraically or you can do plug and jug. All right. It's been a while. Not a problem. All right. So let's take a look at the next one. And I'm trying to get these lives in as best I can. Because, yeah, as soon as it turns 4:15, man, I'm tutoring until 10 o'clock tonight. Yay. All right. What is the equation of the line with the slope of -4 that passes through point 1, 2? Is it A, y equals -4x plus 2? B, y equals -4x plus 6? C, y equals 4x plus 1? Or D, y equals 4x plus 6? Okay, so Stephen is telling me D. Thank you so much for the follows, guys. I really appreciate it. Okay, Broadway is saying B. Okay. Got a little discrepancy. You're just kissing? Guessing? Jenny. Hey, Jenny. Okay, Candy's saying A. You're just guessing? Okay. All right, got you. So Jenny is here. She has B. Okay, and Max is saying C. Okay, Ginger is saying my B. Okay, how many of you guys struggle with slope or equation of the line? You can put that in the chat as well as your answer. How many of you guys struggle with slope or an equation of the line? No, Broadway, I don't do those. You're in calc now? Yeah, the good old days, right, Goat? Okay, Angela, got you. All right. BB9 saying C. There you go. Okay, you struggle with everything math related. Okay. So y equals mx plus b. That's all you know. Okay. Well, you know half of it, which is good. Jay saying B. Eddie saying A. All right. Let's take a look. All right. So anytime they say equation of a line, we are thinking of that y equals mx plus b. So what we really need is our m, which is our slope. So they gave us our slope, which is -4. But they're telling we're passing through this point, 1, 2. So if you think of the alphabet, x comes before y. So my x value is going to be 1. My y value is going to be 2. And I'm going to bring down my plus b. My b is going to be the y-intercept. So we need that. We got our slope. We need the y-intercept. So we have multiple ways of finding how to get the equation of the line. So one of them is, let me multiply -4 times 1. That gives me -4. So that means I have 2 equals -4 plus b. If I want to get b by itself, I need to add my 4. So the 4's can cancel out. Now, 2 plus 4, that will give me 6. So that means b is equal to 6. So if my y-intercept is going to be 6, the slope that they gave us is a -4. So right away, C and D is going to be out because the slope is a +4. We're not looking at a +4, we're looking at a -4. But now that we did the calculation to find our b, our y-intercept, which is 6, that means our answer is going to be B. Our slope they gave us, which is the -4, and we did our solving to find b equals 6, which is our y-intercept. Okay. Big Dad Jay was right. All right. Okay. Yes, Broadway, you can do the point slope form as well. Okay. You can do the point slope form as well. But just like Candy mentioned, a lot of people know how to do y equals mx plus b. They know that. But when they start going into point slope, sometimes it gets a little confusing. And especially if you're trying to get your GED or trying to do well in the ASVAB. So you can get your process of elimination. Okay? All of these can be solved multiple different ways. So let's take a look at the next one. The order pair -2, -1 is a solution to which of the following equations? Is it A, -4x minus y equals 7? Is it B, 4x plus y equals -7? C, 4x minus y equals -7? Or D, -4x plus y equals -7? Okay, Will Boy, what was the easiest way? The way that I just showed you. Okay, so how did I get the -4? It's in the problem. It's the slope. Okay. Do I make a column? You can. It's not necessary. Okay, in 2006, okay. All right, so I got a couple A's, I got a B, a couple follows. Just plug and solve, okay. So we got our OE is saying A, all right. Okay, how do you work this question out? Well, I want to see what you guys can do first before I put my stuff out there. Because that's why I kind of wait for a little bit. It's not like I'm just going to like say the problem and be like, all right, the lab's over, bye. Like I'm going to solve it soon. Okay. All right, Rose there. Okay, Jen's saying C. Because I want to see what you guys can do before I put my little 2 cents in. Okay, so you're guessing C. Okay. All right. C Pearl's telling me one way and saying that it's B. All right. So let's take a look. So let me raise this up a bit. So they're giving us our X and our Y. Remember, anytime you see an ordered pair, think of the alphabet. X comes before Y. So if I plug them in, I want to see which one is going to give me a true statement of either a +7 or a -7. So if I plug in the first one, I'm going to see if I can get as much room as I can possible. So we have -4. Instead of an X, I'm going to plug in the -2. Minus, and I'm going to plug in my -1. Okay, these that I'm plugging in are coming from the order pairs. And we want to see if it equals 7. Well, -4 times -2, that gives me a +8. And a negative times a negative, that also gives me a positive, but it's a +1. So 8 plus 1, that gives me 9. It doesn't give me a 7. So A is out. So if I plug in, for the next one we have 4. My X is a -2, plus my Y, which is a -1. And this time I want to see, does it equal -7? So 4 times -2, that gives me a -8. Plus a -1. A negative plus a negative, when the signs are the same, it stays negative. And -9 does not equal -7. So that B option is gone. Okay. Let me see if I can swing around so I can get some more work here. So now if I go to C, I got my 4 times my -2 minus my -1. I'm only substituting in for the variables. And we want to see if it equals -7. So 4 times -2 gives me a -8. A negative times a negative, that gives me a positive. So that'll be a +1. And -8 plus 1 gives me a -7. Yay! That's what we're looking for. So our answer is C. And they're like, well, what happens if it could be D? Stop. It's only going to be one question. If it's multiples, they will actually have that as one of your options. Like they will say your answer could be A or C. Your answer could be B or D. Your answer could be just A only, or your answer could just be C only. Okay? Right? Okay. Good. Yep. So all of this, oh, hey, Satan. So all of this is for the GED. Right now I'm working on GED, but it's also for the ASVAB, okay? Especially for the arithmetic reasoning. So we're just working on some of this process so we can get everything situated for when it's time for you to take your test, okay? And you're probably like, oh, where'd you get this? Well, I got one of my GED books from many, many years ago. I dusted that bad boy off and I just made some copies. Here we go. All right. So for a 2-week period, Jan earns $150 less than twice Tom's earnings. Together, Jan and Tom earned $1,380. How much did Tom earn? Is it A, 720, B, 660, C, 510, or D, 360? Okay, so A's. Do I also teach Algebra 2? Yes, I do, Vivi. Yep, I tutor Algebra 2. Okay, I explain it. Well, thank you. Okay, Ace is saying it's C. Okay. Yeah, it's always the rules of the signs. Okay, and the saying D. Yeah, I don't do linear algebra or calculus. I just basically do Algebra 1, Algebra 2, up to pre-calculus for certain degrees. And what else do I do? College algebra. That's what I'm talking about, Ace. Okay. Yeah, so you're saying 360, do some geometry? No, Queen. Okay, degrees. So you're taking it? Okay, Wilbert, I'm more than willing to do it. Yep, my tutoring services is 77 for my TikTok. It's usually 92 for everyone. Okay. Crank thinks it's D. Okay. Okay, you're working towards your CS. Okay. All right. Let's see if I can get one more answer, and then I'll show you out. Okay, Omar thinks it's C. Okay, short sessions thinks it's, what do you think it is? 150? Okay. You think it's C, Gabriel? I think that's Gabriel. That's what it kind of looks like over here. But if it's not, I'm so sorry. Tell me what it is. Okay. Oh, 510? Okay, thank you. Okay. And then Lee's saying C and Sean's saying A. All right, so let's take it step by step. First off, we got Jan. Okay. Jan earns $150 less than twice. So this is what Jan earns. Less than twice Tom's earning. So I'm going to say Tom is going to be, I could say T. So if we're doing $150 less than twice Tom. And I'm going to say T is going to represent Tom. All right. So twice his earnings minus the 150. So they know together Jan and Tom earns $1,380. So if Tom's going to be T and Jan is my 2T minus 150, together it was $1,380. So now we want to know how much did Tom earn. So we're looking for T. So now we combine our like terms, and we can also add 150 on both sides, because the reason why we want to isolate our variable. So if I get rid of this 150, whatever I do on one side of the equal sign is the same on the other side. So now I got 1 Tom plus 2 Toms. That will give me 3 Toms. So now I want to add together the 1380 with the 150. So that gives me my 0, my 3, carry 1, that's 5. So that'll be 1530. So now divide both sides by 3. My 3's cancel out, giving me T, and that's what we're looking for. So how many 3's can go into 15? That will be 5. And because that 5 is there, I could continue on. But it can't be anything else. It can't be a 7. 15 divided by 3 can't give me a 7. 15 divided by 3 can't give me a 6. Or 15 divided by 3 can't give me a 3. Because take a look at your answer choices. As soon as I got that 5, I know my answer is going to be C. So if I want to continue on, 3 divided by 3 gives me 1, and 0 divided by 3 gives me 0. But if I can see my answer sooner than later, that's the best thing. Because remember, GED, ASVAB, ACCUPLACER, TEAS test, HESI test, SAT, ACT, any kind of standardized test out there is timed. Okay? You don't want to rush through the test, but you just want to be strategic, especially if they give you multiple choice. Okay? You want to hit that POE, okay, process of elimination. All right? Okay? Yes, you are smart, Crank. You just haven't been presented with the information in a way that you understood. Okay? We all think differently, guys. Give yourself some kind of credit. All right? So now, let's take a look at some graphing. So if the graph of an equation y equals negative x minus 5 were drawn on the grid, which of the points would be on the line? Would it be A? Would it be B, C, or D? So if they drew a graph, this equation y equals negative x minus 5, which of the points would be on this line? Is it A, B, C, or D? Yep, you just have to message me. If you go ahead and message me, there is a Service Plus button somewhere on your screen. I think it's orange if I'm not mistaken. You can actually send me a direct message that way. All right, so we got some D's, we got some C's, a couple B's. Okay. All right. So we got a couple of people saying C's. Okay. No D. Okay. Sandy, I see you with the B. Adam with the A. Okay. Neutron's dad saying D. Okay. Nigel with the D. DJ Foster with a C. I followed the Lord. That's what I'm talking about with the D. All right. Okay, A. Klein is saying no D. Okay. Okay, Bree is saying D. Is that Rochelle? No, Raquel saying D. Or Rachel? There's so many different ways of saying your names. Okay. You're stumped? No, you're not dumb. It's all right. When was the last time that you saw graphs? What, last week? No, never. It's been minutes. I haven't seen it since you were a fetus. Okay, now we're coming back. Now, let's think about it. When you're graphing, a lot of people, the problem is they don't know where to start. They know that they need a slope, which is right here, which is that -1. So my slope is a -1. But anytime your slope is a whole number, you always have to put it over 1 because slope is your rise over your run. It is naturally a fraction. But our y-intercept, that's where you start each and every time. So whatever your constant is plus the signage, that's going to be your y-intercept. And the y-intercept is your starting point. This is where you start. Okay? This is where you start on the y-axis because it's a y-intercept. It is intersecting, it is cutting, it is hitting the y-axis. So here I am at 0, 0. I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's my first point right there at -5. Now, my slope, we're supposed to rise down 1 and run over to the right 1. When it's negative, I can choose for the numerator to take the negative. So that means it's going down 1 and it's going to the right 1. That's the direction that I have to take in order to draw my next point. But guess what? I could say my slope is 1 over -1. Meaning I could say I'm going to go up 1, but I'm going to go to the left 1. When your slope is negative, you get to pick which one is going to carry that signage. So starting here at -5, I'm going to go up 1 and to the left 1 to make a point. And I can continue that trend as long as I want. I can go up 1 to the left 1, up 1, up to the left 1. Look at here. Look what happened here. This is your line. And which point is it going through? It's going through point D. So your answer is going to be D. So it's measuring, do you know how to graph an equation of the line? Okay. Thank you. How are you doing? Initially thought D2. Okay. All right. So are we okay? Now, anytime you have a negative slope, remember from left to right, because this is how we read in the States, from left to right, we are going in the downward direction. So that means as your x's are increasing, your y's are decreasing. Okay. All right. So coming to the next part. Part 7 is also going to refer to that graph. So I'm just going to read the problem and then move to the graph. If a line were drawn through points B and C, what would be the slope of the line? Is it A, -3, B, -1/3, C, 1/3, or D, 3? So we're looking at points B and C. Let me change my pen so I won't get too crazy. All right, so we're looking at B and C. So let me scroll down for just a moment. Here's B. Here's C. If I were to draw a line, I'm just going to do a nice little dashed line through it. Just by looking at that information, which one should I eliminate? Okay, which one should I eliminate? Coming back up, I got -3, -1/3, 1/3, and 3. Okay. Thank you. Was it Shonda? Thank you. Yes, the negative ones. Yes. So we're going to eliminate A and B because as the X's are increasing, so are your Y's. It's going up. So that's A and B is gone. So now we just need to figure out the pattern. How do I get from C to B? We can do it that way. So now, since we read from left to right, that's generally why I do it. So I'm going to count because it's almost like, say, C is my house and I want to get to my friend's house at B. I can't go through people's houses. That's how you get killed in Baltimore. So you got to go up 1, 2, 3 units. I'm going 3 units up. Then I'm going over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I went 9 units to the right. So remember we were talking about rise over run. My rise was 3. My run was a positive 9. 3/9 can be reduced. And it can be reduced to 1/3. Because 3 and 9 are both factors of 3. So 3 divided by 3 gives me 1. 9 divided by 3 gives me 3. So that means my slope is C, 1/3. Okay. All right. So that will work out. Okay, questions on it? Nope, just take it through step by step, nice and slow. All right, so this is what's going to have to happen. This is going to have to be our last one. I know, you're probably like, what? We just got here. Because I have to get myself ready for my tutoring session. So this is what I try to do, guys. At least I try to fit it in as best I can. All right. So, what was a kid trying to find stuff out? Probably in the same class. Well, thank you, Richie. I appreciate that. All right. So here we go with number 8. Samuel is paid $350 per month plus a 10% commission on his total sales for the month. If he needs to earn at least $2,100 per month, which of the following expressions represent the total sales of the months Samuel needs to achieve? Is it A, S, so S is representing the months. So is it A, S is greater than or equal to 17,500? Is it B, S is less than or equal to 17,500? Is it C, S is less than or equal to $21,000? Or is it D, S is greater than or equal to $21,000? Now, what could we eliminate? Okay. So what can we eliminate? And I'll give you the hint. Take a look at the inequalities. Sometimes they give you little helpful hints. Okay? So we're saying D we can eliminate. We can say C and D we can eliminate. Okay? And we're going to talk about why. You can eliminate C or D. Okay? We can do a fit check. Okay? All right? So, right now, the word is at least. Okay. Anytime they see at least, that doesn't mean less than or equal to. That means greater than or equal to. So anything with a less than, like B, or anything with a less than, like C, can be eliminated without even us doing any kind of process. Okay? So we have to kind of know that certain words kind of gives us some hints. So with that being said, it's getting paid $350 per month. Okay? So regardless of what he does, he gets $350 in a month. That's crazy. Plus a 10% commission of his sales. Okay, so we're looking at 10% commission. So 10%, that's 0.10. We're using S for the sales. At least is greater than or equal to 2,100. Okay. So now we're trying to solve this for S, as you notice, for your answer choices. So first thing, let's get rid of this 350. So we're subtracting 350. And when we subtract 350, we got our 0. We're borrowed from that 1 to make this 0 into a 10. So 10 minus 5 gives me 5. Now this is a 0. We got to borrow from this 2 to make it a 1. So we make that into a 10. 10 minus 3 is 7. And we bring down the 1. That's where this 1750 is slowly coming from. That's gone. Now we got our 0.10. S is greater than or equal to our 1750. Now, 10%. We're going to divide that 0.10 or that 0.1. Anytime we divide by a decimal, we are making things bigger. And we're making things bigger in one instance. So that means your S is going to be greater than or equal to not 1750, but 17,500, because we're going to add the other 0. All right. So because of that 17, once I saw the 1750 and once I eliminated the less thans, I did the comparison. And what my answer should be? It should be A. Because if I'm taking 10% of something that's 1750, I'm just going to make it bigger by adding a 0. So that's why A is going to be my answer. All right. Okay. All right. Well, thank you. I mean, you don't have to love math, but at the same time, you can appreciate it from time to time. Now, like I said, I have to get going for tutoring, but give me some time because this is what I like to do for you guys. So if you go here and you type in this, go ahead and take a screenshot if you want. I'll get my finger out the way. There is going to be a playlist that says TikTok Lives. So all of my TikTok Lives from February 2nd. So I used to do like individual things like factoring and adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing fractions and decimals and percentages and how to find graphing and slope and equation of the line and point slope and quadratic formula and anything, basically anything that you will see basically in Algebra 1, Algebra 2 course. Sometimes I throw some geometry in there. Sometimes I throw those 4-point questions that you will see on the GED. I usually go through those. So you have a whole list, a whole library of videos that you can see. Give me some time. This one will be a little bit later today, but you can at least go. You can, if you can, subscribe. If you want to like, comment, share, click on the bell notifications. I try to upload it before I go to bed because if I don't, I will forget. But that's where you can go to get the replays from here. I'm going to be truthful, guys. Like when I just find stuff, I print it up and I show it on here. So that's basically seems to be working for a lot of people. But if you have specific questions that you want to do, I do tutoring as well. Like I mentioned, I tutor. It costs $77 for an hour-long session. I do not, you give me an information, I'll break it on down for you. Because normally I charge $92. So that's just how it keeps the lights going. So, fully understand your classes. Oh, thanks, Jen. So, if anything, I tutor all the way up from like Algebra 1, Algebra 2, Geometry, doing some trig, pre-calculus, college algebra, those intermediate classes that people are taking in order to get themselves ready for college algebra. And then, of course, the GED, the ASVAB, ACCUPLACER, TEAS test, anything that deals with the algebra. So, got to get myself going, but if you do need some assistance, please don't hesitate to reach out. Be on the lookout because I am working on some other resources to help students and, homeschool students, older students. I like to say seasoned students because, you haven't seen this since you were a fetus and all of a sudden you're going to come in. So if you want to learn more about me, you can go here. Let's see. You can go here. And I do have courses that's going to help out, but I'm also developing something as we speak to kind of help a little bit further with knowledge, but it's also cost effective to a degree. All right. Okay, tomorrow you have your math test. Awesome. Let's get to studying. Do it. All right, so ASVAB, I'm not sure what's going to happen because we're still in shutdown mode. So I'm not sure if they put a pause on exams. No matter what, make sure you reach out to your recruiter to find out what is going on. All right, just want to give you a heads up. So I will be on tomorrow. Might be around this time. It might be later. It all depends on my tutoring schedule. So I'm sorry to be so vague, but that's what I got to do. All right. So if anything, go ahead. You can, there's a heart that's right next to my name. If you click on that, you can join our community and you should be getting notifications. I don't know if you're not. Some people said they weren't. And I'm like, grr. But I try to go live every day, except for right now. It looks like Tuesdays and Thursdays might be one of those days, but yesterday was cray. All right. Okay. It's okay. We appreciate you. Thank you, Cotton Candy. I appreciate that. All right. So stay on the up and up. I will try to be on tomorrow. And, Candy, go get some sleep, get some rest. Everyone else, please enjoy the rest of your day. I know it's a little nipply, but hey, just go outside, get a quick little breath of air, and then continue on with your day. All right. Remember, you are loved. And yes, you can do math. And I will see you guys next time tomorrow. All right. Bye now.